What's going on, Colts Nation? I appreciate you joining me for another video where in this one, we're going to talk a little bit about a potential situation, nothing that I've ever heard in the media, just something that I've been thinking about for a little while. And hey, why not have a discussion about it? There's nothing going on. Figured, hey, let me talk about it with my people, right? So what I'm thinking here is a trade that the Colts could make to make themselves better. And in this one, we're talking defensive ends, specifically Mr. TJ Watt. We've talked so much about Trey Hendrickson, that situation. The longer it goes on, the more it feels like the Bengals are somehow going to find a way to pay him. Is it going to go that way? Who knows? At the drop of a hat, Trey Henderson could get traded. You really don't know. That situation's so up and down. And for the Steelers, it'd be hard to see TJ Watt moving on. But he seems pretty dead set. Like he's acting different this time about getting his money from the Steelers. So seems like maybe that could be a possibility. I don't know if he would ever ask for a trade. I don't know at what point does he just say screw it and show up to practice and plays on the contract. Is that going to be an avenue he goes? Or is he going to stick to his guns? Hey, I deserve to be paid as the highest non-quarterback in the league. And he does. TJ Watt is incredible. He has been for a very long time. One of the best players, not just defensive ends, one of the best players in the NFL for most of his career at this point. An absolute game changer. When you talk about game changers on defense, TJ Watt is that. Like when the Colts have to play the Steelers, that's what I'm most worried about. And I feel like week to week for the Steelers, that's what it's been for 8 years plus is every week we cannot let TJ Watt ruin the game. And what does TJ Watt normally do? He ruins the game. Now, with him wanting to be the highest paid non-quarterback, he would have to go over $40 million a year. The Colts, as it currently sits, have what is it, 20 million? Yeah, just over $20 million in cap space with what they have. So obviously, they're only about halfway there, right? So they're going to have to make things happen. Now, I think there's some restructures that could happen to ensure that we get there. Right. So what I'm thinking when I talked about trade, right? What are we going to trade for TJ Watt is the question. Well, that's how you open up some cap space. Because in return for TJ Watt, yes, draft capital and probably some high draft capital is going to have to be given up for a guy like TJ Watt. But, right, if you want to sweeten that pot. But I do think that you can sweeten the pot with a player that they can get at the same position, that they can pay way less money. They're not going to get the same game-changing production, but a solid piece to the rotation over there in an attack-style defense for the Steelers, Mr. Kwity Paye. Right? You throw Kwity Paye into a trade for TJ Watt. Going into last year of his rookie deal, he can get traded, and it'd be a trade and sign for Kwity Paye and a trade and sign for TJ Watt. Right now, how many years are you going to keep TJ? It would probably just be, hey, let's pay you. Right, you come in, we'll restructure your contract that you're currently on, so that you make you're the highest paid non-quarterback in the NFL this year, and we'll give you an extra year, right? And if we're in a situation at the end of the year where it's time to rebuild because this year didn't work out for us the way we thought it would. The quarterbacks aren't working out right. Chris Ballard and different front office guys get shuffled around. Coaches could possibly get shuffled around. Different players getting shuffled around. Hey, we won't lock you up too much, and we'll give you we'll give you the assurance and in good faith that next year there won't be any guaranteed money when you sign, but if we are back trying to compete again next year, we will restructure your contract to give you guaranteed money and potentially sign you for the future. If we're not in a good position, we will let you choose where you would like to be traded. And because you have no guaranteed money, we can structure your contract in a way where we move you and it's cap friendly for another team, and they can figure out your contract throughout the trade. We can negotiate those things, and you can get your contract handled, and you can go somewhere else like that. That's really the only way something like that would work out in the position that we're in. Obviously, the front office is going to think that they're gonna make moves, assuming they're there, right? Chris Ballard's not going to think like we are in the sense that he could be gone next year if this doesn't work out. He's trying to make it work this year so that he can have continued success in the future, which from his point of view, that's what he would be thinking is TJ Watt comes in, helps us have success this year so that I'm here next year. And that's why he would get an extended contract, right? So I guess there are multiple ways, and sitting here, kind of talking through it with you guys, right? Like in my head, it seemed only one way, but the more I sit here and actually talk through it with somebody else, right? Talking through it with you guys, I realize that from Chris Ballard's point of view, it would benefit him to make this trade, get another star player on Lou Anarumo's defense, right, and then have the defense largely carry us because the offense has been inconsistent with the quarterback play and could be again this year, right? You beef up that defense and hope you have enough success this year to keep you in the front office, to continue building this team in the way that you see it should be built. Shane Steichen, the same thing. And I think Shane Steichen might even be in on something like that, right? So you throw in Quiddy Pay, and that opens up $13.37 million to the $20.139 million. We're just going to say 20 because you're going to have to go over 40. So we're going to leave alone the $139,000, right? And we're going to leave alone the $387,000. We're not even going to include that, right? So 20 and 13, so that puts us at 33. Going to have to open up another $8 million, right? Just to be safe, throw in another $8 million, right? So there's annual value, and what he could get paid this year is 41 and a half, something in that range, maybe in 40 and a half. You might not have to go. You can only get 7 million, right? Because I think there was, I couldn't find the old tweet about the cuts or the restructures the Colts can make, but it was like DeForest Buckner, Quentin Nelson, Michael Pittman Jr., and between the three of them, they would open up a certain amount that would be good for us. And I think if you could get a guy like DeForest Buckner, right, if you're talking about having Latu and TJ Watt on the same defensive line, you could probably talk DeForest Buckner into restructuring his contract to get more of that money up front, right? And it'll be interesting with the new ownership group. Will they be more willing than Jim was to do that, right? And how much of a part of those conversations have they already been? Have they ever been a part of those decisions and a part of that conversation as they've continued to learn under Jim? And what's that going to look like going into the future? Are we going to adapt to what the rest of the NFL is doing? Right. I think that is going to be a big question in this ownership group. So things like these, like a trade for TJ Watt, again, there's been nothing said about it, but in the past, didn't seem likely, right? Because we just didn't do things necessarily the way other teams do things. So with the girls taking over, will they find and go with it, be willing to go with a new approach, putting the money up front to have success on the field? It seems like they're willing to do whatever it takes, right? Everything that they've said, they seem like very serious people, seem like very educated people. Everything they said has talked about putting a product on the field because they know if you're good on the field, the money's going to come. Doesn't matter what you spend, how much money you're putting up front, as long as you make sure you have a team and a coaching staff that can get you success and win games, right? As long as you're winning games through the regular, you might not even have success in the playoffs. Win games in the regular season, fans are going to show up, right? People are going to fall in love with players and they're going to buy merchandise. They're going to be more hardcore fans of the team when you're winning a lot of games. They're going to get more merchandise. Winning brings money. So I think this ownership group, it's going to be interesting to see what they do going forward, right? Is Trey Henderson something that they are quietly still trying to work on, behind the scenes, even though the Bengals want to keep Trey Henderson? Is TJ Watt an option for NFL teams? That'll be interesting as we come up on training camp, which is less than 2 weeks away for teams. So very interested to see how this plays out. Again, I think there's a way we could make it happen. We'd have to definitely work some things around and do some things to really make a trade work for TJ Watt and to be able to pay him the money that he's going to want to be paid. We have, if Anthony Richardson like can come in, stay healthy, play well, and he looks like he could be a guy for the future. We pick up his 5th-year option. All of a sudden, he's making a bunch of money. His rookie contract is running up, right? So, and we have other guys, rookie contracts running up. Alec Pierce, Josh Downs coming up. Bernie coming up, right? Bernard Raymond. So definitely some things that the Colts are going to have to work out. Could this be possible? Who knows? Again, it's really nothing going on. So I figured I'd have this conversation with you guys, and I'd love to know what you guys think about it. You please let me know your opinions down in the comment section. Love to hear you guys' opinion on this, even the Trey Hendrickson stuff. You let me know what you think the Colts should do, and if the Colts should make another move going into the NFL season. You let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. If you enjoy the content, of course, make sure to hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed with notifications on so you continue to get notified anytime we drop any content on this channel. Of course, I appreciate you stopping by for another video. And as always, take care of yourself, take care of each other, and go Colts.